Real quick, here's how I went from doing 20 events a year to 200 events a year, and then from 200 events a year to 2,000 events a year. And I'm going to keep it real with you, and this is a question I get hit up about all the time. People want to know how to grow, how to expand, and how to take their business, their path, and their journey to the next level. In this video, I'm going to share with you some honest feedback, secret sauce, and just things that I've experienced firsthand to help you navigate the complexity of building a business in the world of entertainment if you're looking to take your business, your path, and your inner circle to the next level. And real quick, you don't have to go to the next level. Being a solo op or a small business actually is a really good place to be. There's a sweet spot in our industry for people in different markets and different areas based on all the things that go on. So I think to start this conversation off, and if I was to kind of talk with someone that was coming to me directly asking, Jason, I'm struggling growing, I'm struggling getting to the next level, I want to have a business, I want to expand, I want to do all these things. My first response and my first question as a response is why? Why do you want to go there? What are you chasing? And does your area give you the abilities to sustain that? It's easy to get somewhere really quick, but to sustain it is where the magic really comes into play. And I think that there's some things that you need to consider and think through and make sure that you are willing to endure the bumps in the road as you grow. And I'm going to share with you some feedback to get you there. So here's a couple of things that I think that are important to know before you start building your path. Again, being a smaller or solo op style business in the world of entertainment is not a bad place to be. Reducing your overhead, reducing your workload, reducing your stress, reducing the production elements that you need to worry about each and every week, reducing the amount of marketing that you need to invest in to keep wind in the sails, reducing the workload of people that you are going to rely and depend on to continue to grow is a lot. And it's something that I think a lot of people almost don't think of when they start building a business, only to get to a point where they're like, holy shit, this is a lot. I don't want to do this. It's not fun. And there are rewards at the end of the journey, but the end of the journey could take forever to get to. And sometimes that end of the journey never really is like an actual destination. I feel like as you navigate the journey, the trail just continues to go on and on like it does for me. So how did I go from 20 to 200 to 200 to 2000 without selling my soul, without, breaking down, without killing people around me, and holding on to the integrity of the brand, the SCE Event Group, and the foundation of what we are, how we do events, and how did I keep things afloat for so long? Next year will be the 17th year for SCE. 17 years that I've done this, and I haven't done it full time the entire journey, but it's been a wild ride, and each and every year I learn, still to this day. Each and every year I deal with things that I never thought I would be dealing with. I feel like I keep saying that over and over again, and each and every year I think culture and the world around me in terms of talent, in terms of what clients and couples are looking for, evolves. So you have to be able to kind of bob and weave and take right turns and left turns all along the way. You have to stay a student of the craft. These are like a given. You have to do this no matter what, whether you're a solo op or you're a larger company. But how did I get from there to where I am now? And in this video, I want to share with you some tips. I think it all comes down to sustaining workload, and you have to make sure that the work exists or will exist in your area as you build. You don't want to be too big for your area where you have people sitting home most of the time. You want to make sure you're able to give people enough events in their cup so that they stay fulfilled, they stay driven, they stay motivated, and they stay focused on working within the structure of your company, and they align with where you're going with your brand and all the different things. You don't want to overgrow your area, because what you will do is you'll set yourself up for some really, really difficult decisions and potential situations where people are not going to be happy because they're not able to earn enough money to support their lives. They're not going to be able to be fulfilled in terms of the number of events that they do or the types of events that they do. And you just need to make sure that you're taking care of the people around you. I think that's number one. You have to make sure that there's a workload in your area that should you be able to build your company successful in the future, that you can sustain that level of keeping people busy throughout the entire year, not just dips, ups and downs in the season, unless you're hiring people that, are teachers during the year and they really are only looking for work in the summer months, that kind of stuff. That's a situational thing, and that's dependent on your area. Here in New Jersey, wedding season is every season. Here in New Jersey, party season is every season. And it's a blessing being in the Northeast and being in a very populated state with a lot of different types of environments for events. We have cities, we have mountains, we have beaches, we have farms, we have a little bit of everything. You have every different type of demographic in terms of people. You have blue collar, white collar, super wealth. You have people that are struggling to get by, and everyone in between. You have people that are super educated. You have people that are not educated. You have every type of walk of life and culture, I would say, in our area. That provides for abundance in terms of opportunity and volume of parties that happen all the time. People party in different ways at different times of the year, of course, and there are some seasonal swings that we go through in terms of like workload. But as a whole, in the Northeast, we party all year round with all types of events. In our lane, specifically at SCE, we primarily focus on corporate events and weddings. Weddings being most of what we do. The corporate, the nightlife, the marquee style events are all good. They help kind of complement all things that we do. And I think they align with our strategy into providing adult attended events, production-based events. They all kind of go together. And I feel like a corporate event is very much like a wedding without the formalities. The formalities are very different. So they kind of feed off of each other. What we don't do is we don't do mitzvahs, we don't do sweet 16s, we don't do communions and stuff like that. From time to time, the company will do stuff like that for people that we've worked for in the past, but we don't market that space. There's plenty of that in our area, but we focus in on the areas that we are really good at, that we have like ninja skills in, and that keeps our business, the SCE business, moving forward and our team very happy. So now that you have the workload covered, I think the most important thing that you have to think about when you're looking to scale larger is you need to define your identity as a group, as a business, as a brand. I think that is probably the number one thing that's important. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to specialize in? What do you want your reputation to lean on, and what do you want to be the go-to for? A lot of DJs try to go that path where it's like, I'm a DJ for everything. And I remember seeing vans like when I was coming up in this industry, it's like, hey, I'm a DJ for your sweet 16, for your communion, for your wedding, for your corporate event, for your holiday party, blah, 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 blah. That's cool, but I think if you want to really, really thrive in this industry, you need to buckle down and find one or two paths. And I think that aligns with like who you are as a business. I think defining who you are as a brand, defining what you're going to be known for, defining the types of events that you do, defining your identity beyond the one-on-one brands that may exist in your portfolio right now. If you're just a solo op, building out a brand that is greater than just you. If you have a couple of people, building out a brand that is the sum of all parts, but greater than all of the individual parts like we have at SCE. At SCE, we have some amazing talent, all with super strong individual brands that all fall underneath the umbrella of SCE Event Group. SCE is known for excellence. We're known for wedding entertainment. We're known for like bringing the party, modern style entertainment. I like to say we do cool things for cool people. We like to inspire people to dream bigger. These are things that we talk about all of the time, not only to our couples, it's on our website, it's on our branding material, and it's things that have aligned with the narrative of our content, who we are, what we do, and how we are a good fit for a lot of people. I think if you look at reviews and you look at our website and you look at video content, this all fits, right? So our brand is defined one way. Underneath the brand, we have the individual pillars of the business, which are the specific talent options available. That's how I've kind of dreamt up this SCE Event Group thing, and it's thing that I think is really important for people. So if you are looking to grow, first things first, you have to make sure it can sustain in your area. Second thing is you need to define your identity as a business, as a brand, as a greater than the singular talent option available within your world. So think that out, come up with the narrative, come up with the story, and that becomes your focus. Every time you release content, every time you update your website, you need to think about this stuff. And it's going to help you grow from 20 to 200 and 200 to 2000. Who knows where we're going after this, okay? But that's my next tip. Next thing is about your team. And I think this is something that a lot of people struggle with. Where to find people, how the whole workload gets managed. For me, I think I've tried a lot of different tactics on pulling people into the business, hiring different people, giving people opportunities. I've been let down. I've been super proud of. I've brought people into SCE and they've totally shook the foundation of who we are in a positive way. I've also brought people into the business where they've shook the foundation of who we are in a negative way. And it doesn't always happen up front. I think finding the right people that align with not just your culture, but finding people with the right mindset is super important. As a matter of fact, I would rather find people that align with the culture and the mindset of the business before talent any day of the week. Years ago, I might have said something different, but I believe you can refine talent. I believe that you can refine skills. I think that you can teach and inspire people to learn, but they have to have the core thinking down, and they have to be a complement to the culture of your business, because one negative person in your space can almost create like a cancer-like atmosphere within the inner workings of your business. One negative person could impact the vibe for many. So I'm very, very particular about the who is involved and what they're doing. So my tips on all of this is find people and take your time finding the people. I like to vet people over an extended period of time. I like to ask questions like why, and I think I've done videos on this in the past. I like to take my time and slowly bring people into my space, because once they're in your space, they become incredibly valuable. They also have access to things that could be used against you in the future in terms of like access and relationships and building out. I think if you're going to spend the time investing in someone's marketing, reputation and business and all of that kind of stuff, you need to make sure that they're in it for the right reasons. They're not chasing the carrots that are quick. They're not chasing the financial gains like near term, and that can all be part of it, but you have to make sure that they vibe with who you are, your culture, and where you want to go as a business. I think that's number one. I think number two, you have to take your time bringing people in, and I think anyone can come to you with a representative version of themselves, like the resume version of themselves, giving you the idea that they're going to be everything to all people and you, and be the solution that you've been looking for a long time. But over time, their actions could and possibly may send out different vibes to the people that you're surrounded by, and of course yourself. So I like to go slowly, and I like to not, give someone the keys to the castle day one. I like to test them over time, and not to play games or anything, but to bring someone into your space and to give someone an opportunity, like working here at SCE. They have to have responsibility, and I think it's an incredible opportunity for a lot of different reasons. It's more than the company using them for something. We're creating something for them as well, and giving them access to the legacy and the marketing exposure and the people that we're connected to, the events that we're connected to, the opportunities, and of course the financials that we're connected to that they're not going to get anywhere else. That's the motivation from like someone wanted to come in, right? So from our perspective, we want to make sure that we can trust them. We want to make sure that they're going to do the work. They're not going to cut corners. They're not going to give up easy on couples, on clients, on events. They're going to deliver to their word. They're going to deliver to what the contract is. And they're going to take their time to do the things the right way. And if they don't know the answer, they're going to learn. They're going to take the time to learn. It's all part of the culture. It's all part of this. So how do we figure all that stuff out? I think you have to go slowly. I think you also have to spend time training, working on branding, working on accountability, having team meetings, bringing people together, getting feedback from other people. And some people might not get along. That happens even with us at SCE. Sometimes people get in a little bit of a tiff where they go back and forth. They're not really like cool with each other. And, you have to gently navigate complex situations as a business. That is something that you will find out as you grow in the future. I think in any emotionally charged type A style business, like an event company producing parties and all that kind of stuff, people that have egos and people that work hard and people that care and people that are given these really, really cool opportunities, you might find yourself getting into situations from time to time. I think just knowing how to vibe through that and knowing how to deal with things is so important. That's why the culture part of it is really important. I spend a lot of time on training. I spend a lot of time on training on the brand, on messaging, on marketing, on how to keep things looking almost uniform so it's identifiable on social media, how accountability matters on-site at events, how our jobs are not defined by specific role. They expand beyond that, because I've learned as we do more things for more people, as we become the people that other professionals, vendors, venues, other colleagues love working with, it creates more opportunity. So we try to be a lot of things to a lot of people. First and foremost, our couples, but also the people that we're working with and the places that we're working with. We want to be the resources that they can always depend on. And it all comes down to accountability. So the point of this, you have to go slow. You have to spend time on training. You have to make sure that the culture is right. And you need to make sure that you spend time not just training on like the technical know-how, how to do the functions of an event, but you need to spend time on accountability, on messaging, on branding, and making sure that adjustments are made when things come off the tracks a little bit. I think that's a big thing. I think you have to check in from time to time. You have to do all of this stuff. If you're looking to take your business from 20 events to 200 events to 2,000 events, this is going to be something that you spend a lot of time doing in the future. If you find that this is a struggle for you, if you don't know how to work with people, if you don't know how to deal with issues, if you don't know how to tackle like sometimes uncomfortable situations, you're going to need to toughen it up, and you're going to need to learn how to do this, because this is going to be a big part of your life. And even for me, after 16 years of doing this at SCE, it's something that I deal with almost every single day in some way, shape, or form. Now, it's not all negative. There's a lot of positive too, but this is something that you're going to have to focus on. And I'm looking at things that people post all the time. I'm looking at things. I'm looking at stories. I'm looking at to make sure that brand integrity is still intact and that we're moving things forward in the positive direction. This is a big deal, and it's why I'm mentioning it in this video. To kind of expand on what I was just talking about, and this is not like a new point, I want to make sure that I really drill this in. I think it is so important that you vet the people that you are surrounding yourself with in your company. I think the most important decision you make in your life is who you spend your time with. And I think it's incredibly critical if you are looking to build a business that goes to the moon in terms of events and volume and workload and employees, that you take the time to carefully vet the people that you are working with. You carefully vet their intentions, you carefully vet their skill sets, you carefully vet the reason why they are coming into your space and what their goals are. I think this is really, really, really important, and that's why I wanted to kind of revisit this. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens on a first conversation. Things take time, and all good things that come to light for anyone take time to build. And I think if you are looking to build out a business and take your business to the moon, doing a ton of things, and you want it to not just go to the moon and then fall off, you want it to go to the moon and stay there and go bigger, you need to make sure you spend the time bringing the right people into your space, and you need to spend the time vetting who they are, what they're about, what motivates them, and how they bring value to the business and how you bring value to their space. I think that's what this is all about. Take your time, grow slow, and if you feel that things are rushing in, if you feel like things are starting to swirl out of control, if you feel like you're losing control over the brand integrity, the messaging, accountability at events or performances, you need to pull things back, and you need to breathe, and you need to recenter everyone. That's the main role of like a business owner and leader in the world of events. Next up, if you're looking to take your business from 20 events, 200 events to 2,000 events or more, you need to have systems in place for automation. You need to have a CRM in place. You need to have workflows, and you need to have resources in terms of marketing collateral in place, easily accessible, and things that can be adjusted, adapted, and are commonly known within your company structure. I talked a little bit about training. One of the things that we all have to understand is if you want to build bigger, you need to lean on resources that exist. So we use DJ Event Planner for our CRM. It allows us to keep total control over our business, over contracts, over scheduling. We use it for equipment. We use it for management of production. We use it for payroll. We use it for a lot of things. That one thing basically is like a super user of the company. It's like a super employee, and it does a lot of different things. If you're looking to take your business to the next level, you need to focus in on how you can efficiently optimize the tasks needed to conduct business. So whether it's your contracts, whether it's your sales, whether it's your meetings, whether it's your posting, whether it's your collaborative posting with your team, whether it's your editing, you need to come up with processes and structure around all of the functions that are going to be critical for you to survive. Even from an SE perspective, I'm thinking we have processes just for the bookkeeping, just for expenses for events, expenses for the business, separate processes, but they're there. We have processes on how you interact with a couple, and we have processes of how you follow up with a couple, and you have processes of how things work from a contract perspective and what happens after someone books. There are processes for processes, and there's processes that lean on other processes, but they're a necessary part of the flow. Processes can be a pain in the ass to set up, but once they're established and once the workflows are worked out using tools like DJ Event Planner or the CRM of your choice, it allows you to do more effectively, more efficiently. The point is, if you want to grow your business from 20 events to 200 to 2,000, 2,000 to 20,000, you need to lean on automation, coming up with processes, and coming up with a workflow to accomplish the day-to-day functionality of all things in your business, whether it's production, whether it's staging, whether it's operations, whether it's renting trucks, if that's what you're going to need in your business, whether it's meeting with clients, whether it's sales, whether it's bookkeeping. All things need a process, and you need to establish those processes sooner than later. Real quick, you're not going to have to do all of that day one. I think as you start to scale and as you grow, you'll quickly understand that like you can't do things the same way you would do it if it was just you. As you start doing more and you're taking on more and the workload grows and the money is there and this and that, you're going to need to bring in resources to help offload that work, the activities that will keep you moving 24 hours a day if you allow it to. The point here, if you want to scale your business and you want to go to the moon, you're going to need to build out automation processes and use resources like AI and CRMs to make your world easier, more efficient, and more effective. I think I could talk about this topic all day, but I'm going to stop with this last tip, and it's all about quality assurance. It's about maintaining the delivery of service, maintaining positive impact, maintaining good reputation, good standing, reviewing feedback from people that your team as a whole has worked with. It's about knowing when and how to make small adjustments while you are moving on your journey. It's about taking the time to listen to people with feedback that's constructive, that's hurtful, that's positive. It's about asking questions and refining things when it needs to happen. If you want to take your business to the next level and then to the level after that and then to the level after that, you need to understand how to not only maintain but how to make adjustments if things go off the tracks. So I like to ask our team, how things went. What do we need to do? What would make the world easier for you? I like to ask couples that we work for, how was it? What could we have done better? Is there anything that comes to mind that maybe we missed? Or what was like the most cool thing that happened at your celebration? I like to ask photographers or other professionals that we work with, is there anything that we could have done better to make your life better, easier, or been more impactful in some way, shape, or form during that celebration? I like to ask venues, what could we have done to help you make the experience better? And I feel like when you start asking these questions to the key stakeholders on site at your events, not just your couples, you start to learn a little bit more about the inner workings, and you start to learn more about the people that are working for you. You learn about the way people do things. I think it's important as an owner of a business or as a manager of a business that you from time to time go and visit your team while they're working on-site events, that you're not DJing. Just show up and observe what's going on, see how they're interacting with people. people. Listen to what people are saying to you and see what the vibes are like at that celebration. I know it could make people a little bit uneasy. I've done it myself where people are like, oh shit, Jani's here. But like, I try to be a good vibe. I try to keep everyone together. And if I offer any type of like criticism, it's all constructive. It's all to help someone grow, to evolve, to take their path a little bit further in a positive direction. And I think that's what it's all about. If you want to take your business to the next level, you need to maintain the quality of the delivery of the service. You need to maintain the quality of the delivery of your messaging, of your branding, of your marketing, of your sales process, and of all things that you do. You need to make sure that your team is doing the right thing as much as possible. And you need to stand by them and you need to support them. Sometimes people need a little help. They need a little encouragement. They need a little coaching. They need someone to listen to them. They need a shoulder to lean on from time to time. And it's your job as a business owner, especially if you want to take your business to the moon, to do all those things. It's a lot of work doing this stuff. But if you do it, it's incredibly, incredibly rewarding. And it's really fulfilling. I love to work with our team. I love the people that are involved with SCE. I'm so, so proud of that. And I feel like it's one of my like proudest things that I have in my life. It's a business that came from really like a dream that I never even wanted to do, that evolved to this place now where we have this army of people and we help people support their families and live lives that they never dreamt were even possible. And it's really, really cool. So I hope this helps you if you're really thinking about growing your business. I know this is a long video. I know there's a lot of conversation on this, and I know I'm talking about a lot of different things. If you'd like to hear me talk more about this topic, please let me know in the comments down below, and I'll go on and record another 5 or 7 or 10 tips of things that I think people need to be aware of if you're looking to take your solo op business to a small multi-op and a small multi-op to a large multi-op production-based company. And I'm happy to share anything that I can that I've learned along the way to help you avoid as many pitfalls, obstacles, expenses, or investments of time that are not going to pan out in a positive direction, so that you can get there more effectively, more efficiently. And all I do is ask for some sub love on this channel, which is totally free. A comment, maybe smash the thumbs up, and support me and the channel with some subscription stuff. Man, and it's not like a paid subscription, just hit the subscribe button. Support me, support the channel, and it's all here for you. So let me know if you want to hear more of this. I wish you luck on your journey building your business. I feel like it's a never-ending quest, even for me at this time in my career. And it's something I'm super proud of. So I hope you got some value in this video. And I'm talking about a lot of different things, but I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And be on the lookout for more content coming right here to this channel in days, weeks, and the months ahead. Thank you so much for checking this out.